As you can see, the top, it's getting very thin, progressively getting thinner. You can see the here and here, just keeps kind of going back on me. Basically, dad's bald. Most of my male family members are bald as well. I'm 23, and I think I've just come to terms with it. I've been keeping it pretty well concealed by going like this, keeping my hair to the side, but I think now it's time to get rid of it. Okay, so it's been about a week since my first video. It took me that long to summon up the courage. Right now I'm just going to set up my trimmers. Got the Philips Series 7000. So I'm going to start on 3 and get rid of the bulk of the hair, and then we'll work our way down. Here we go. Can't believe I'm doing this. It is fairly thick on the sides. Put on T for turbo, and I'll go through it a little better. Now let's get to this top part because it's looking a little bad. Just gonna go straight for it here. Yeah. Again, this is a 3. Wow, it feels great. Feels really good. Oh, that's... Oh, my beard looks so big now. It's gonna take me a little while to get used to the look. I can't stop touching it. It feels nice. Wow. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna take it down to 1. So no, I thought I was gonna look older, and that's true. I do look significantly older. Keep in mind I am 23, so... But, I don't know, I think I like it so far. Might get my girlfriend to help me out with the back. Alright. Looks good. I'm pretty pleased with that. There you go. So it's been half an hour with my new look. Sent some pictures to some friends, family, and I've gotten all good responses. I personally really like it. I like not having to worry constantly all the time about how to hide my thinning hair, everything like that, and it's like everyone's been saying, it is a big weight that is lifted off my my chest, and you know, I just recommend more people to at least try it. I feel like it's going to change my life. I instantly feel more confident of myself, and you know, I feel like from here on out it's just going to be it's going to be great.
To meet you, man. You know, first off, just thank you so much for doing this. You know, this is the best part for me, you know, of doing this whole Baldcafe stuff. It's almost been 2 years. It never gets old. This is the best part. So it's a pleasure to meet you. Talk me through everything, man. Just go for it. I'm here to listen.
All right, yeah. When I first decided to do it, first reaction for myself in the mirror, it was okay. It was a lot different than what I was expecting. You know, I made a video half hour after I did it. I was completely okay with it then. You know, I loved how it looked, and yeah, no, it was a great decision. And I instantly was like, why didn't I do this earlier? Like all the stressing and stuff could have been over way back, like a year ago. It's been a great experience so far. I've been fine with it. Family members, friends, everything like that. They all seem to like it a lot. It's very reassuring, of course. I'm looking forward to the next
chapter, so to speak.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. No, brilliant. What was the biggest thing that you noticed? That sense of relief, a boost in confidence? What was the biggest sort of change that you noticed?
The confidence definitely did increase. Generally, I am kind of, a confident person overall. It gave me a sense of accomplishment. And me not having to worry about my hairstyle or what other people are going to see, like my thinning hair in the back. It's just overall, like, I feel 100% confident now. I was confident. I wasn't quite 100%, but now, I feel like I'm good to go.
Do you think that boost in confidence came from the realization of like you being able to move past something that had kind of created a level of insecurity before? Is that where do you think it came from? Or is it that feeling of like it's all out there, you're not hiding anything, you're not worried someone's going to discover anything, like it's you, like you are as you are, so to speak, when people see it?
Me not having to hide behind different products or worry about what other people think, and it is the confidence from just being, hey, like, this is me, this is my head. Even like in this video, I'm looking over past the camera here, and I have some photos of like a wedding I was at, and my hair just it wasn't good. Right. Yeah. That whole experience, that whole wedding, I didn't enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't my best haircut that I had before that. But now I'm excited for, the next event I can go to, get dressed up and see how it looks. I haven't wore a suit with this haircut yet, so we'll see how that looks.
Good. Take me back to, when this whole hair loss thing kind of started for you. How did you kind of notice it? And how did it progress from there?
It started about when I was 18 or 19. I just noticed my hairline was kind of going back. It was getting thinner on the top. And, before that, I would go to, a barber, hairdresser, and they would be like, wow, like your hair's so thick, right? And they were always like thin it out with the scissors. And, that was just something I was like, oh, I have thick hair. I'll always have thick hair. My dad, like, he's bald, and he lost his hair at a young age as well. He would always joke around and be like, oh, this is your future. This is your future. And I was like, no, like, I got thick hair. Like, what do you mean? Like 18 or 19, I was like, whoa, like, in school, I would see some hair like on my papers. Like, I always, like, I had my hand in my hair. I'd see some hairs on the table, right? And I just kind of brush them off like, oh, that's fine. Just a few hairs. It's been since then. It's been getting worse, of course. With my job, I work at, one of the top hotels in the region. I'm like front office. So, always meeting new people, always talking to people. You're kind of like a face of the company, right? Basically, I've been going to work with just like bad hair days, like every day. So, it is stressful for sure.
Can you remember any sort of like the wedding that you mentioned there, things where the hair loss really kind of affected your life?
Just like at Has work there, we have sliding glass doors, and obviously we have the air curtain as well. So anytime I would go outside the front of the hotel, there would be the air curtain, and every time I go out or in, I'd be like kind of combing my hair, like, oh no, like, it's not the way it's supposed to be. Because if it's not a certain way, everyone can see, the balding on the back of the head, the front. Where my desk is, there is actually a security camera kind of above where I'm sitting.
Right.
And I actually have the security cameras up on my screen, and I can see my whole shift. Oh. Every shift, I can see my head and how much it's thinning. It wasn't a good feeling for sure, because I'm always reminded it's like right there on the screen, right?
A constant reminder. Yeah. With your dad being, having no hair, being bald, did you go to him for advice? Did you mention like, hey, like this, like you joking about it, but it's actually caught up to me now, like, how did you ask him, like, how did you deal with it? Like, what was it, I think, a struggle for you, or was it easy? Did you have that conversation at all?
I actually didn't. I never actually kind of sat down and talked to that about him, or with him, rather. I feel like even if I did, it wouldn't have changed much. I may have done it sooner, perhaps. It is different than seeing people my age real time kind of explain it. I did go through kind of your videos and see, because I didn't know what it was going to look like. So I went through your videos and kind of saw your, someone that was like, hey, like, he kind of looks like me. Like, how does he look without hair, right?
Yeah.
So, that's where I got kind of my courage to do that.
Brilliant.
But yeah, I never actually sat down with him and had like
No.
that conversation. No, yeah.
Interesting. So did you look for any other sort of advice? Did you get online, sort of Google searches? Did you entertain the idea of certain treatments and things like that to try and hold on to it?
Yeah, for the past couple of years, I've been trying different things to cover it up and stuff like that. I did do a lot of research. I never went as far as any like topical like fibers or anything like that. Although they looked kind of cool, but then at the same time, all the like it falling out and like your pillow and all that stuff would be like black and stuff. It was definitely looked messy. I even went as far as looking up what the process was for like hair transplants, but quickly I didn't that was not for me. I started watching your videos I think in the beginning of May. I think I watched the first one, Balding Men Embrace Going Bald, and it was
Yeah.
just a bunch of videos of everyone embracing it, right? As soon as I saw that one, I think I sat down and watched 15 more of your videos like right after the other.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
yeah, it really did kind of open my eyes to that. 10 days later, after watching your videos and subscribing, I just did it. I was like,
Brilliant.
yeah, these guys are doing it. Might as well just do it. And
Brilliant.
yeah, it's definitely a great decision. And yeah, been good.
Fantastic. Now, Joey, I'm really pleased for you. Now, I'm glad that just it is what it is. When I said at the start of this podcast, just seeing other guys, when we go through this whole thing with the hair loss, like you said, you didn't really have that conversation with your dad and other people. Like I did the same thing. I kind of just had this thing to myself and I wasn't really sure how I should be dealing with it or what to do. And then to see other guys that, they looked great. The way they spoke confidently about themselves, being, having no hair, and just saying like, hey, like once you do this, life is just as great, if not better, than it was before. We often play it up in our minds about all these crazy things that are going to happen if we lose our hair, and for that guy there to be sat in front of you to kind of reassure you, like, listen, all of that stuff you're worried about just doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. So just go for it. You see someone else can do it, you can do it. So I'm really pleased that has helped you out 100%. What sort of things really worked for you to help kind of build that confidence and pull it off?
The way I see it is if you're looking up videos like this and, it's been on your mind for a while, clearly you're not happy with, your hair. Like you're aware that it's thinning. You're aware it's been getting worse. You've been stressing about it. Honestly, at that point, like if you're looking at these videos, just do it. It's at that point, like you're researching. It's getting worse and there's no just quick fix for it unless you're willing to get the surgery, which is painstaking and a lot of money.
Yeah.
But just do it, see how it looks. I mean, I don't even think I saw one person on your channel that did it and they were like bad looking or anything like that. Like they all look great, and you can see it in, just the way they act, like their confidence level, everything like that. Afterwards is just it's great to see for sure. So I went to a number 1, I think, grew it out a bit to see how it looked a little grown out. I like it this length. This is where I'm comfortable with my hair, and this where it's probably going to stay for a while. I did have a habit of putting on hats. I always wear hats all the time. I go out anywhere. Only work and special occasions I wouldn't wear a hat, and at that point, work was almost every day, right? So it was a lot of work to maintain, my hair and stuff. But now I do wear hats still sometimes, just when, it's obviously sunny, a ball cap, that's normal. I don't necessarily wear it to hide my head. I think in one of your previous videos, you said, just shave it off, go outside, rock it, talk to people, stuff like that. I didn't do that right away. It took me a few days of going out with a hat, and then I go outside, drive somewhere without a hat, it wasn't like an instant thing for me.
Yeah.
More gradual, but eventually now, I go out wherever.
So you kind of just eased into it almost, like the big change, shared it with a few close people, and then what you said, when you went outside, you just gradually, because I really like that actually. You're kind of in the car, so it's out there, but there's still an element of like you're comfortable, and then did that just allow you to slowly do that, and as nothing crazy happens and no one freaks out and you realize, hey, this is cool, is that what helped you kind of say like, okay, now I'm just fine with it? I realize nothing bad is going to happen with this look or whatever. Is that how it worked for you?
For some reason, in the back of my mind, I thought people would be in like shock, like, whoa, like, his head, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that was a gradual thing for me because, it kind of reassured myself. Yeah, I ensured that no one is going to like freak out when they see me, right? But yeah, sharing it with friends and family actually really helped me. Everyone just loves it compared to what it was before, of course, and everyone says it looks great, especially my girlfriend, which is she's been a big support in this as well.
Before you went for it, in your sort of mind, was it something that you had worked up towards? Did you set like a day? You're like, right, next Friday, I've accepted it. I know I'm going to shave it off. This is what I'm doing, and I'm going to commit to it. Or going into it, were you like, okay, I'm just going to try it and see if I like it, and if I like it, I'll stick with it. But I'm open to growing it back. Where were you? Which sort of side of the fence were you with that?
I feel like it was a little bit of both. So
Okay.
I saw your videos, I saw those guys, and I was like, hey, like, that'd be cool to be a part of, right? So I have the buzzers, but I always use the beard function for it, right? I took that out of storage. I had the head function ready on it, ready to go. And basically I had that there sitting in my bathroom on the counter, just waiting. It probably took me about 5 days after that, to kind of summon up the courage to do it. And, it was kind of there, just kind of reminding me every day, like, hey, like, you're going to do it today. That was something that kind of reminded me to do it. But yeah, no, it's been good. And, I thought that maybe, if I didn't like it, I could just wait. It'll like grow back. But, at that point, I feel like it would just be the same thing over again, right? Like, I don't want to go back to the way it was, right? Worrying about my hair, everything like that. So, I do like it like this, and it's going to be my hairstyle for the future. So, yeah.
Brilliant. No, Joey, that's fantastic. Yeah, that part intrigues me, because I think there has to be, before you go into it and shave it off, there's obviously got to be some level of acceptance already there, No, I think no one goes in completely reckless, like, everyone's saying I should do this, so I'm just going to do it, But I do think you're right. There is a sort of middle ground, because it can work both ways, right? For me, I kind of just said, right, I'm doing this, and I'm going to commit to it. Like, I have to, because I feel so just crappy about my hair every day now with it falling out. If I want that to change, I'm going to need to make it change, So I shaved it off, and I just said, right, this is it. It looks good. I'm here. I'm happy here now. That's it. But I think there's an element of just having a little bit of blind faith in it, and just saying like, okay, I think this is the right thing to do. I'm going to try it. And then it's usually like, once you shave it off, and like I said, no one freaks out. You realize it feels better and kind of looks better than the sort of fading hair. And that is when you kind of fully accept, like, yeah, this is it. This is my hairstyle now. Like, wow, like I'm feeling much better about this. So it's just interesting for me, that part, interesting to hear what the sort of how that final decision is made. And a good shout, I think, on having the clippers ready, because then there's no barrier then, just in that moment of inspiration, or you just feel extra good one day, you say, hey, this is the time, let's go for it,
Just people saying, just do it. I know everyone's just saying, just do it. But like, honestly, again, if you're researching these videos, if you're looking at these videos, you're really not happy with your hair. And it's time to just get rid of it and see how it looks, at least, right? And again, like, I see everyone doing this on your channel, and they all look great. Just pick up the clippers and do it. Like, it just feels great. It feels amazing. I haven't even thought like about how my hair looks in the past it's probably been a few weeks. I mean, when I first did it, obviously, I was worried about what people are thinking, but now, once I'm out there and everything, it's a great feeling just to walk around and not be what I always used to worry about was the wind. The wind was a big one for my thin hair, right? Because it doesn't stay where it needs to be. The wind's always coming in the opposite direction of where my hair is falling. And, even before work, I would like run to my car to be able to not get the wind to mess up my hair before work, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's a constant worry when you have, you know, thinning hair and, you know, what other people think. And it kind of did open my eyes to kind of, who cares what people think? It's how you feel, and how shaving your head is just going to kind of set you free, really. It feels amazing. Yeah.
It's often, isn't it, for young guys, this is the first thing that kind of kicks you into that thought process of like, does it really matter what people that I don't, you know, people that I don't know, like what they think of me, or if they're going to make a comment on me, or are they even going to make a comment on me? You know, often shaving it and putting yourself out there like that is the first thing that kind of, you know, makes you think like that. And you think like, why am I even worried about it? And I think that is a big part of this whole feeling of freedom, you know, and not having that weight and that burden of the hair loss. It just makes you feel so much more relaxed. Like, if I don't really care about what other people say or think, then, you know, I'm free to do what I want, or, you know, without that sort of, yeah, that anxiety and that fear of like, are people going to judge me and whatnot? When you don't have that weighing you down, it's just a great feeling. So, Joey, listen, I got to say thank you once again to everyone listening and watching this video. You know, thanks for tuning in. I hope that, you know, you were inspired by this story. You put it all behind you, move on with your life, not worry about hair anymore, and do all the things that you want to do.